Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new series with Arturio Emerys. Today, we're going to start a series of hypovolemia. Hypovolemia is a medical condition whereby your body has diminished blood volume, and that's pretty appropriate for this blood pack. The idea here is you have died and you find yourself in this blood-filled afterworld, afterlife. All of this here, this is all blood, and that's going to be very useful to us later. And the rest of the world is this desolate wasteland that we have to figure out how to survive in. And much like any other Minecraft, you usually start off by punching stuff. There aren't really any trees. These things are supposed to be piles of bone. And they're going to be very useful to us early game. So we're going to gather a whole bunch of these. So I've been playing this a little bit solo for the last week or two, trying to familiarize myself with it. I have not made it all the way through the pack like I did with Galactic Science before I started that series. But I've made it far enough through that I feel comfortable starting a series that I can produce interesting content and hopefully share what I've learned and help people avoid some of the pitfalls that I've found so far, at least in, I guess you'd say, the early to mid game. So this is the fairly early on the first day. Oh wow, it's like noon on the first day. I really need to get moving. This particular pack, nighttime is very, very dangerous. And this is a normal time frame other than Galactic Science, where you had extended day and night. These are the normal 10-minute day and 10-minute night that you had in all the other mod packs. So during the day, you want to gather as many of these as possible on the first day. And then you want to get underground because it is just not safe outside. Now, before I started, I did load up this world and I turned it creative and I flew around just to try and load everything in to hopefully improve game performance. Because usually the first time you start playing a game, if it's generating the world, it can cause some stress on your system, and I don't know what that'll do to video quality, but just to be on the safe side, I did that. I didn't really do anything to the world. I just kind of flew around and let everything kind of generate and load in. And I was trying to set it up so that we would start right at the dawn. And I sort of did that. But, you know, apparently I'm very used to Galactic Science where you have very limited time. Okay, I did get a couple of torches while I was flying around at night because in this mod pack, when it's dark, you cannot see anything. Oh, here's a little cave I can use to start. Okay, so the first thing you need, obviously, is a crafting table. And that's how you make a crafting table, is you take bones in your 2x2 grid and you make a crafting table like that. And I'm going to put this in here. And the next thing you want to make is a blood altar. Now, this pack relies heavily on blood magic. So we need to look at the quest book here. Open these. So we've gathered some of those and we're going to get... Yeah, I wish there was a way to shut that off. And so I'm just going to turn the sound down so we don't have to listen to it. When I played on the Galactic Science community server, Raytac was one of the guys who played, and he is doing the voiceover for this. And while he did a phenomenal job, it doesn't necessarily lend itself to doing your own Let's Play video, so I'm going to turn him down. So this is the starting quest. You, by gathering the bones and the skulls, you complete it. You get these lore pages, which is how that audio plays. You get one torch to start, and you get the journal, which is also how those play. So the next quest, we've already got a crafting table. You get some apples for that. And a blood altar. We've made a blood altar. So here we're going to get a golden apple and then even more lore pages. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is figure out how to make some oak planks. But for that, we're going to need a sacrificial knife. And I believe, is this, yeah, that's how you make a sacrificial knife there. Now, the idea behind blood magic is we are trying to appease the gods who are mad at us. They're the ones who brought us here. And the way you do that is by using the sacrificial knife, standing near the blood altar and cutting yourself a little bit. That's by right-clicking, putting a little bit of blood in the blood altar. And what that does for us is it allows us to do things. Here, let me just rearrange things a little bit here. Oh, that's interesting. That blood is gone. Where did that blood go? I haven't done anything with it. Okay. So anyway, you have to be very careful that you don't kill yourself, because that is bad. So again, I'm going to just click this a couple times. Every time you shift right click the sacrificial knife, you're going to take a heart of damage, and you're going to get 200 life points in your blood altar. Now I can put bone in there, and after a short period of time, I will get some wood. And this is probably the single most annoying thing about this pack here, is the conversion of bones to wood. All right, you have to be at full health to regenerate life. And that can be somewhat annoying, but you can deal with it. So I just need to get enough wood here to at least make an introductory pick so I can create a place for us to get through the night. So we'll make that pick right there. And it's already, the sun is already starting to set. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball here. It's not bad. I just would like to be a little further along than this. So I'm just going to gather up some of this stuff. This may be a little tough, but I'm going to try to seal us in here. I'm not sure I have enough blocks to really do this. Yeah, I don't have enough blocks. My one torch I'm going to place right there. I can get more torches later, but for now they start you with one torch, and you definitely need it because there's some sort of mod running in here that makes it much, much, much darker than normal. Okay. All right. I feel a little better now. We're sealed in. Clock, yeah, it's like right on the verge of sunset. And I'm going to widen this a little bit just to give us a little room to work. Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. All right, now, just continue making this a little bigger. It's not going to be a problem right now because this is going to be so small that it won't be an issue, but you don't want to make your space so big. I turned F7 on and you can see the areas out there are all spawnable. You only have one torch and it'll only light up a certain area, so you don't want to make this so big that that causes you problems. So I'm just going to widen this a little bit so I don't feel quite so claustrophobic. Okay, I guess let's just leave that there. You have to pay a lot of attention to your health, especially in early game. You need to be topped off, otherwise you're not going to regenerate. And I need to get some more life points in here. Okay. And now we'll go back to making more pieces of wood. And I believe I can claim a reward there for making the sacrificial knife. I made a single wood plank, so I'll pick one. Actually, apples are more important early game. I don't have a food source yet. Wood splinters, I can't do that yet. You need a tree. Dirt, I think I have enough blood to do dirt. Let's top off our health here. And take us right down to the brink. Now, what I try to do is I try to take that sacrificial knife off my bar when I'm extremely low health like that. So now if I put a skull in there, and the way I'm doing that is I'm just right-clicking things into the altar. It turns into a piece of dirt, which will be very useful. Again, golden apples give you some regeneration, which can be useful. I think I'm going to pick that. So I also got a little bit of dirt out of that. So for the next quest, if you put a piece of dirt in there, the idea is the life points you're putting into your blood altar is energy that you can use to achieve magical effects. And you can use them to transform certain things into other things. And so in the early game, this is how you make a lot of these basic commodities that you need. Okay. So now, I think this turns into cobblestone. And hopefully, nope, sand. And sand. All right, let me just check this. Cobblestone. Yeah, eventually we'll get seeds that produce essence so we can make cobblestone that way. Okay, sand and a tier 1 altar, which that's what this is. This is a tier 1 altar. This will convert into a piece of cobblestone. Okay, I'm going to take the 10 cobblestone because that's more useful to me early on, and I'll show you why. Now, if I had to sit there and make 8 pieces of cobblestone, that would be pretty frustrating. So now I'll put that there. And for this one, you get one of each of these oreberry bushes. You get to pick one of these. Oh, this is tricky. Minicio. I actually think I'm going to get the Minicio. Okay. And iron oreberry. That's going to take a while. I'm going to have to set up for that. And to do that, these will only grow in darkness. So you have to kind of plan for this a little bit. And right here is where I'm going to wish I had picked that second torch, but it's too late to do anything about that now. So I'm just going to have to kind of plan this out a little bit. Trying to make a room big enough to put a couple of these, but honestly I just need one oreberry to start. but that'll take a good, it always seems to take longer with the very first one. It may take as much as 20 minutes. And I just broke my torch. I don't have any more, or I don't have enough wood. Oh, I do have cobble. I hate to use cobble for this because I have so little of it, but I don't have a choice. Cobblestone pick is slightly more durable than a wood pick, so that'll help. But you can see already I'm producing areas that if I don't do something about it, monsters can spawn here. As long as I'm in this cave, I'm not far enough away that nothing will spawn in here because they're basically too close to me. But if I leave the cave and don't do anything about this, monsters definitely will spawn in here. But with half slab like this, monsters can't spawn. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up here and let me find those iron ore berry bushes, which are right there. And then, just because otherwise these will eat up my inventory space, I'm going to place the other ones. I will eventually need all of these, so. The copper and tin I think are kind of later game, but gold and iron you definitely need early game. Okay, so now I'm gonna make this one longer because I've got them, and again, clean out some inventory space here. Okay, so those need darkness, and that's how we're gonna achieve that, darkness. All right, let's look at our quest book real quick. Oreberry, that'll take a while. I'll check in on those in the next episode, see how they're doing. Wood splinters, I need a tree for that, which I believe I make a sapling. I think I have that backwards. I think I make a sapling. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. Oak sapling. Oh, okay, that was close. Oak sapling. So there's not a quest reward. Oh, actually there is a quest reward for that. Some earth seeds and some water seeds. Very nice, very useful. And clay, I use earth and water essence to produce those. Those I'll get from the earth and water seeds once I plant them. Let's check the time. And it's just getting to be dawn, which means it's probably not safe out here yet. Oh, actually it may be. Let's get away from there quick to make sure that there's not, okay, good. So all right, nothing should be able to climb out of there, but I also don't want to fall in there. So we're going to seal that up. And I think right here we're going to plant some seeds or put some dirt down. You know what? First I need some wood. So I'm going to plant a tree, and I've got bones. So I'm going to make a little bit of there we go. Good, another sapling. Now it's not hard to make saplings, but it's always nice to get them so that you don't have to keep wasting your bones to make saplings. All right, now let's break this log. And I'll show you why this is kind of frustrating. Give me just 1 second here. Gather up some of this stuff. The wood, you think, hey, great, now I've got wood. I don't have to use the blood thing. Well, you put them in there and you get these splinters, which you can't really do anything with directly. First, I want to get a reward for getting those splinters. And the way you use them, I got to clear out a little bit of inventory space here, is like that. So you're still getting the same amount of wood that you would if you could use the logs to create planks, because you get 4 splinters per log. But you just have to put a little bit of life energy into them in the blood altar. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make enough to make a chest. And, you know, this gets a little frustrating. This is one of the things about this pack that makes it a little grindy, is that you have to do this for wood. I haven't gotten far enough into it, or I haven't figured out if there's a way to automate this blood altar to do that automatically. Maybe there is, and I just haven't discovered it yet. Okay, so I guess I need to put a little bit more life energy in here. Okay, let's get that off the bar so I don't accidentally kill myself. And I need some more dirt. I need to start planting things. And for that, I'm going to need some more dirt. So let me just get a couple of these going. I've got 1 out there, so that gives me 7. I'm shooting for 9 initially. Actually 10. I need 10. Because I need at least 1 to plant trees also. You can see how you go through the apples very, very quickly. Every time you kind of bleed down low, it takes about 3 apples to fill you back up. Okay, that's 10. So that's actually 1 more than I needed. Yeah. So this is where our first little planting area is going to go. And it will need a water source block there, which I'll have to make. So until then, I need a place to plant trees. And since I have 2, I might as well put 2 down. I do have the bones, so I can bone meal them. And, you know, potentially I can get apples from this, but also I'll get the wood, and which I'll make into splinters. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to call the episode here. I'm going to try to keep them a little shorter. I'm going to try to keep them to 20 minutes or so. I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to gather some resources. I'm going to try not to do quests, but that may not be possible. There may be things that I just can't do without doing quests, but I want to do, on my introductory day, I want to do a little bit of recording, a little bit of playing, a little bit of recording, a little bit of playing, and then try to get a couple episodes out, like maybe 2 episodes a week. I hope you're going to enjoy the Hypovolemia series. I'm enjoying it so far, and I will see you shortly. Arturio Emerys signing out.